Cryogenic chamber 1, thawing. Cryogenic chamber 2, thawing.
Ooh, that's cold.
It's colder than Kristen Stewart's acting.
It's colder than the fan reaction to PewDiePie being on South Park.
Oh, it's colder than Frosty's nipples.
Whew. Oh, man.
You're naked.
Shut up, dude.
No, but seriously, why don't you put your clothes on
up.
yet? You're listening to Fairpoint. I'm Craig Lewis.
And I'm Nathan K. And we've been cryogenically frozen for like a month now. Yeah, I can't. Is it already December 2014? It's the future, man.
We made it to the future.
I can't wait to see what technological marvels.
And by the time they hear this, it'll be the past. Again.
Whoa, that's so deep. Every second that they're hearing it, it's the past.
Dude.
Everything of this podcast that they have heard was in the past.
Dude.
So yeah, we've got a lot to talk about, a lot to catch up on, and
what's happened?
Can you just pass me my clothes over there, man? Please, come on. You're like just sitting here getting dressed and like, what the fuck? What happened to Mecha Brandon Dyer in the last month? Where is he? I thought he was supposed to be here to assist us when we.
He was supposed to wake us up a week ago, actually.
Yeah, sorry about that. So we've been gone for a while. I don't know if you follow us on Facebook, you'd know we are coming back, but we're back.
We're back now.
So if you don't follow us on Facebook, this shouldn't happen again. But let's be real with our luck.
It probably will.
It probably will.
Fingers crossed. Knock on wood. All systems go.
But yeah, we were definitely active on social media, keeping everybody posted every step of the way, and we're back. We're back.
And I gave you your clothes a couple minutes ago, and you still haven't put them on.
Hey, man, come on. At my own pace.
Now you're just showing off, buddy.
So we're back with a Batgirl episode to follow up last week. I hope you listened last week. Batboy, that was an awesome episode. Not related to Batgirl, two totally different things. But we had some awesome guests last week.
It's basically like the same thing, but different.
No, not at all. But
Batboy, Batgirl. Yeah.
We're going back to Gotham.
Bats.
Back to Gotham.
Gotham
we're going to look
City.
at the...
No doubt about it.
We're going to look at the life and times of one Barbara Gordon.
Oh, wait.
And
but
a
that's
few
not
other
the only
Batgirls.
Batgirl, though.
Yeah, we're going to look at everybody that's donned the cowl.
The lady cowl?
The lady cowl.
So Batwoman 2 then? No, it's too much.
Nope, Batwoman, that's a whole different
That's a
episode.
whole
We're
nother
talking
thing.
Batgirl. A lot of people might not know the difference. There is a difference. Two different many more than two different characters. We'll
Yep.
tell you all about that shit.
The Silver Age, you know.
But so much to catch up on, man. 2 new trailers out that are really big on the pop culture radar,
The
and
nerd
film
board.
buff radar, the nerd world, as you said.
I
Is that
said
what you
board.
Nerd
Nerd
board.
board.
Sure, the nerd board.
Yeah. Nerd World 2, but yeah.
I'm assuming you've seen them, and I'd like
Yeah.
to know what you think. Star Wars, Jurassic World.
I do approve of the meme sensation that the Star Wars trailer created. Everybody saw the lightsaber that looks like a cross.
Yeah, the cross-guard
Yeah.
lightsaber. It is kind of silly looking.
Have you seen the meme with like a photoshopped Jesus?
I've seen a few memes. No, Jesus. I didn't
holding
see
a
that one.
green lightsaber with a cross at the top.
Oh, okay. No,
lightsaber.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, I approve of that.
I don't understand why every move. It's like they did the double-bladed lightsaber in episode 1.
Yep.
And that was cool. That was one of the cool things about episode 1 was like, oh, cool, this Sith has a double-bladed lightsaber. But then it's like every movie they had to do something cooler with the lightsabers.
Like a robot wielding 6 of them or some shit.
Yeah. Well, first they had Anakin was fighting with 2 lightsabers.
Yeah.
It's just like if you give us a good film with fun characters, good writing, and a fun adventure and a good story.
I think that's what we all want.
Yeah, no one's going to get mad at you. No one's going to begrudge the fact that there weren't any crazy lightsabers in the movie. Just you can give them regular lightsabers. It's okay.
As long as the story's good, we don't need... But I like them.
You like the crossguard lightsaber?
I think, well, it doesn't seem practical.
I don't hate it, but I'm not
It
crazy
kind of
about
seems
it.
like it would be even more of an injury risk.
Well, if you look at it, the handle, the metal handle, has a little cross too. So it has little bits of metal that come out.
Yeah.
So your hand would,
Not
you know what I
hit.
mean? It's not going to touch a blade of light.
Yeah.
But people have said that an opponent's lightsaber blade could just slide right down the edge of it
Exactly.
and just cut off the crossguard pieces. And they've criticized it for that. Stephen Colbert, actually, last week on the Colbert Report, weighed in
Of
on
course.
this.
Why wouldn't I
course.
think Stephen Colbert did this?
He weighed in and he's like, no, you fucking noobs. It's all one beam of light that gets split 3 ways. So if their lightsaber was to cut through the little metal part, it's just going to hit the fucking blade of light and get stopped right there.
Right.
And I was like, okay, I see you, Colbert.
You thought about this.
We'll see, though. The trailer doesn't really show me enough to really know what to think.
Hey, the Millennium Falcon was in it.
That was an
We got to see
awesome.
that
It was
again.
awesome seeing the Millennium Falcon soar.
That
and
was worth
It
it.
definitely made me get a little like, ooh, cool, and the music and shit.
You know what the
man.
best part was? Is I saw this trailer while I was waiting to pick up my girlfriend in my car, and I had it plugged into the car radio, and it was like a surround sound theater experience on a small screen.
You looked
It
out
was-
the
it was
windshield.
crazy.
You looked out the windshield, and the stars just
Yeah.
started stretching out in front of you as you went to fucking.
Dude, and it was awesome because it was Black Friday, so there were tons of people walking like back and forth with me, and I had 2 of the windows down, and it was just like blaring, and people like looking at my car like,
Oh shit! Is
that
the
the
new
Star Wars trailer? Oh my god,
Let me see.
that's so cool! I wish I could experience it like that. You're surrounded by magnificence.
People are peeking in. This guy's like, can I? You're like, and he hops in the passenger side. You got
And
people
me-
just crowding around, sitting in the back.
I just found my new Netflix experience.
You're like, have you guys seen the Jurassic World trailer? They're like, the what? So what did you think of the Jurassic World trailer?
I'm not as excited as I was with the Star Wars trailer immediately. There were a lot of cool things to it.
It gives you more of a insight into the story.
Chris
than-
Pratt makes anything badass.
Yeah, Chris Pratt's cool. I like Chris Pratt, and I was a little weird about him in Jurassic Park, but his character looks cool.
It
looks
seems
cool.
like he's the hunter, right? Or like the games manager.
He's
maybe?
kind of like, the game warden. They said
warden,
that
yeah,
you
yeah.
saw him on the fucking motorcycle with a pack of raptors
Yup.
running alongside him. They said it's not like they're trained raptors, but it's more like he's kind of like that raptor whisperer type. He's not like, he doesn't have magic dominion over them. They're dangerous predators who could attack and kill him at any instant, but he's like that guy who you see out there slapping the lions and stuff. And you know what I mean? Like,
clever boy.
you know what I'm talking about,
do,
right? Like they
yeah.
got some new reality show with a guy with the lions, right?
Yeah, just people that are good with this animal.
Yeah,
that.
totally. That's
So
what
you
it-
know what's going to happen then. They just spoiled it for everybody. At the end, basically, he's going to call in his buddy of raptors that are all grown up to protect them. And they're going to get out. Boom.
Well,
Raptors
they let him out. They
versus
show it-
T-Rex versus
They didn't
hybrid weird thing.
no T-Rex in the fucking trailer. That made me a little,
They're saving it.
T-Rex better have a fucking shining moment. He better not just get shat on by this dinosaur hybrid. But I don't know. I think it looks cool. Did you notice the whole trailer, fucking pretty much take for take, is it's modeled after the original Jurassic Park trailer.
It seemed that way to me. I could, yeah.
Yeah, you can watch.
I could tell.
You can see a comparison on YouTube where, like, when they're lowering the shark, they're lowering the cow into the raptor
Oh,
pit.
yeah.
And, like, when she's showing the amber stones, they're showing John Hammond's amber cane. When she's showing the eggs, they're showing the eggs to Alan Grant. Like,
Yeah.
when Chris Pratt's like, sounds like a bad idea, you see Ian Malcolm saying something witty to John Hammond when they're in there having lunch.
It's chaos theory.
Half the trailer was just Ian Malcolm waving his hands and stumbling over stumbling over
It's either a
stumbling
pronoun
over
or an adverb.
well,
Pronoun?
words. And
Words.
There you have it. That's pretty much half the trailer.
Boy, it must be infuriating to talk to him on a regular basis.
This is the only Jurassic Park movie, too, that has nobody from any of the previous films. Interesting. I'm looking forward to it, but then again, I'm primed to just be like, oh my God,
Oh
it's
my
Jurassic
God.
Park, it's awesome. So I don't even know if it looks awesome or lame.
And I don't have that mindset. So I'm like, I guess I'll be taking the approach of the casual moviegoer, not like the, oh my God, it's nostalgia fandom, nerdgasm.
Because, yeah, Jurassic Park's like, that was my Star Wars as a kid.
Exactly. So that'll be interesting because I know you're probably going to want to go at midnight release, right?
Oh, yeah. If there's a midnight release, I'll definitely go.
I'll be there with you.
Word. Let's do it.
I'll be
Air
there with
5. Shit, there goes your hat. Sorry.
While we're talking about a movie with Chris Pratt in it, I heard that you watched a movie or two that I had already seen and wanted to talk to you about for a while.
Oh, cool.
now.
Yeah. Chris Pratt, Guardians of the Galaxy.
Absolutely.
Finally saw Guardians of the Galaxy.
So good, right?
Very good. Okay. It was a little overrated in the sense that I don't think it was the best Marvel movie. I still like Avengers the best. And
I like this more than Avengers. I'm
the
going to admit that.
Okay. The storyline to me wasn't much. Like if you've seen Star Wars or Star Trek or any space opera, it's nothing out of the ordinary. Or if you've seen any Marvel movie, you know what I mean. No
Right.
storyline out of the ordinary. But the writing is all spectacular. The world that they built and the special effects and the sets, the set design, the characters, the acting, the performances, all that I was really a fan of. Even
Good.
Mr. WWE, he didn't bother me. Like that was
I was actually just about to mention about that. Yeah, fucking Batista.
Batista, yeah.
The biggest compliment I can give this movie is you took Batista, Dave Batista, somebody I hate as a wrestler. No, he's not good on the mic. No, he's a trash actor too. And you got him to make me laugh and think he was actually a decent character.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not blowing smoke up your ass. He didn't I'm not sitting here saying he delivered such a stellar performance.
No, but they gave him the exact right character to deliver what he can do.
Yeah, it's funny. He reminded me the way he talked. I don't know. I've never watched him on wrestling, so I don't know how
Terrible.
he acts normally. But in this movie, at least, he reminded me of a mix between a professional wrestler, a Native American chief, and
Yes.
and Mr. Spock. All rolled into
Spock's
one.
a little too much credit. But
It's just like that is so illogical.
yeah,
But he had almost like this Native American voice, but also like he was a professional wrestler. Calling you
impossible.
out.
I would never let anything go over my head. I would catch it.
But no, it all goes to Rocket Raccoon. I fucking loved Rocket Raccoon.
Yeah, Bradley Cooper.
Yeah, he did a great job. I love his voice.
That
Like,
blew me away.
at
I
first,
always thought of him as after The Hangover 2. I was kind of like, okay, you know what?
yeah, I've never given a shit about Bradley Cooper.
But then I was just like, wow, I can take you seriously as an actor, especially considering that's voice acting.
Because of what you did for Rocket Raccoon. That was the first time Rocket Raccoon ever had a voice, except maybe in like Marvel vs. Capcom.
And now to me, it is his only voice.
Yeah, and the first couple lines I heard, I was like, I don't know. But it grew on me. And like I wasn't trying to think of Bradley Cooper. I was just trying to see it as a character. And I liked it. I ended up really, really liking Rocket Raccoon.
To me, Rocket Raccoon stole the show.
Yeah, and Chris Pratt was really cool.
Chris Pratt was awesome.
Gamora was cool. They didn't have as much, character development or good character stuff with her as they did with maybe some of the other characters. But
Yeah, they didn't.
But I'm sure we're going to get sequels. I'm sure we'll get more.
It'll be in Avengers 3,
Groot,
right?
Groot was cool.
So.
Yeah. And I also saw Ninja Turtles. Well,
I am Groot.
okay. I didn't finish it. I tried.
I am Groot.
I sincerely tried.
I am Groot.
That was pretty much all I had to say to it, too.
You are Groot, or you tried. Yeah, Turtles. I've heard people saying it was pretty good. And I was like, okay, fine. Let me watch it from a standalone. And I was just bored. I started paying my bills halfway through this movie.
Yeah, I got bored at a certain point and went online and started looking at other recent DVD releases.
Like,
I was like, well,
God.
I'm in the mood to watch a movie. The first 15 minutes of this movie, I was like, enough Megan Fox. Let's see the Ninja Turtles. And then finally the Ninja Turtles show
You
up.
asked for them, man. You
And
asked
they're
for it.
so fucking annoying. I'm just like, okay, you know what? Put Megan Fox back on. Fuck it.
Let's see some more of Vern.
Dude, The writing was just so bad.
Yeah, I mean,
he played the part all right.
standard.
What was that guy, the actor's name again?
Will Arnett?
Yeah, sure. I guess if you say so.
Yeah,
I enjoyed what he was doing with it, but just the script was so horrible. And like, there's some positive things I can say about it, but almost all of it is like, I see where they're going, but I don't like how it was executed.
So what basically happened when I watched this movie was I got depressed about the Turtles, and then I just switched to my DVR and started catching up on the actual TV show from Nickelodeon, which is so much better.
They're so fucking annoying, dude. Like, every time you see them, they're just all talking at once, and like, it's just like...
It's like they're trying to cut each other off. Yeah, it's like trying to cut each other off, and they're just trying to talk over each other and be the better one. Oh, you stopped talking.
I get it, like, they're teenage brothers, and I get where they're going with that, but I just didn't get to like any of them as individuals, and it was just annoying.
All right, dude, you are totally bringing me down talking about this. This is not where we wanted to go with the podcast, because now I kind of feel like taking a nap.
Yeah, let's move on. We've been gone for so long.
You watched some great movies. I did some shit too, you know.
Right.
Okay, I have Pokemon Alpha Sapphire.
How did you accomplish that cryogenically frozen?
Dude, I had it set for pre-order. Amazon, man.
I'll admit, I had the machine unthaw my head and watched a couple movies.
I had a girlfriend who wasn't cryogenically frozen.
Don't ask me how I did that while I was cryogenically frozen. But maybe I programmed it. I programmed it before I went in. I was like, unthaw me halfway through the month.
So you can watch these movies?
Like, yeah, I was like, keep a watchdog on the Pirate Bay and let me know when Guardians of the Galaxy
mean, at the
obviously
Best Buy where you would purchase this.
Obviously, I'm joking, Craig. I wasn't really...
Keeping in the spirit of the movies, a big news story broke out over some casting decision for a new DC movie, Suicide Squad cast.
Oh, I've seen a few. They said Jared Leto is going to be possibly playing the Joker.
Is playing the Joker. Definitely.
They also said something about Harley Quinn.
Is Margot Robbie.
Okay.
She was in Wolf of Wall Street.
I don't know her.
Yeah, I don't know her either. She kind of has the look, I guess.
Okay.
So I'm not going to knock it. Tom Hardy is going to be Rick Flag.
I don't know who Rick Flag is. Who's Rick Flag?
Basically, he's a colonel in the U.S. Army. And
Okay.
he's a decorated war hero, superior at hand-to-hand combat. He has acted as the leader of the Suicide Squad before, but he's not like a criminal with a collar attached. He's just in there, he's in charge of them, and he's the guy that's like,
okay,
let's do this.
That's what, if for people who don't know, the Suicide Squad are a group of villains, if I understand this correctly, that all have this like machine or whatever attached in their neck or whatever that'll blow them up if they don't do what
Amanda Waller says.
Amanda Waller,
she's in charge. She's a badass bitch.
Okay,
so she is.
She worked for the government or something like that.
Secret government and high up, you know.
So they're like anti-heroes because they're being forced to
do good or else they're killed. And that's why the Suicide Squad goes through a lot of members, honestly, because some of them just don't want to play ball.
Right. I mean, come on. You put Harley Quinn, really?
So basically,
you were expecting Harley Quinn to just be like, oh, well, I don't want to get blowed up. Like, come on.
But she does. She doesn't want to die.
Well, I don't know. I've read like the first 7 or 8 issues of the reboot.
Yeah.
That introduced Harley Quinn to Suicide Squad, and I don't know. She seems to have her way, at least as far as I got.
I mean, it's just because it's Harley Quinn. Probably they usually only kill the lesser known villains that they just have join up randomly for one issue. But back to the casting. There was the big one, Deadshot. You know who Deadshot is, right?
Yeah.
Will Smith.
Really?
I'm not happy with it.
Now, is this their casting choices, or like this is already cast?
Already cast. He's Deadshot.
Wow.
I just don't see it.
Weird.
I just don't see it at all.
That's really weird.
He is like, I don't know. I could see him playing an actual hero, a white knight, high moral, fucking A. I'd love to see him as Superman. I think that would be interesting. But
Okay.
Deadshot, no. He's not the anti-hero.
I can't see. Yeah, Will Smith's too
He's
awesome.
he's too
awesome.
good
Yeah.
to be. He doesn't play bad characters well.
No, if Will Smith tried to intimidate me, like, not to say that he wouldn't be intimidating.
Oh, he's a beast.
He whoops some ass.
He definitely could.
But he wouldn't be able to do it in a way that didn't leave me feeling like, all right, you're going to punch me in the face, but then we're going to be cool. We're going to be buddies. You're gonna take me
this
out to
way
get a
I look
drink.
at it is if he was to be beating me up, it would be like getting beat up by a police officer or like somebody in the Marines or something, somebody that's like, I'm doing this for the good of our country.
It'd be like getting beat up by your dad.
Or by your dad, exactly. Sorry, Dad, but I
Stop
would
it,
love
Dad.
for Will Smith
Stop
to be
it,
my
Will
dad.
Smith, Dad.
I would love Will Smith to be my dad. I think that'd be a fun childhood growing up.
Have you seen like these interviews that were getting all this crazy attention with his children?
Yeah,
They're all super spiritual.
Yeah, it's almost. I know Jaden doesn't really like school.
They were going off, dude, about like all sorts of like philosophical, like spiritual shit. It's pretty nuts.
The only thing I knew of his daughter was that she liked to whip her hair.
No, I don't mean nuts as in they're crazy. I just mean like, wow, it's you should read it. It's kind of crazy. Some of it sounds
deep.
crazy. Some of it's like, whoa, these kids
Super
clearly
deep.
read a lot about philosophy and shit.
I mean, you could be impressed. It's a sign of intelligence.
Yeah, I don't judge people's spiritual or philosophical beliefs unless they are like racist or ignorant, like that. So if I don't get it, I don't know. Like,
Or if it's
I assume you
clearly
don't know how to
cult
talk.
worship.
Yeah, that too. But I just like, I don't know. If I don't get it, I just assume you don't know how to talk about it. Those kids probably, I don't know.
But rounding out the cast, there's Enchantress is supposed to be in the film. I don't really know much about her. All I do know is Cara Devangeli.
I don't know much about her
Evangeline?
or Enchantress.
I looked her up. She's a model.
Oh, okay.
I mean, Christ. Another model acting gigs. Didn't they learn their lesson from Allie Larder?
Right. It was more important to get somebody that looks good.
Hot than
that looks hot.
somebody that...
Not even that looks good, but that looks like a model. It was
Yeah.
more important to get somebody that looks like a model than it was to...
They're like, oh shit, did you know that her family were the Viscounts? Of what? I don't know. They were fucking Viscounts, though.
I don't know what that word means either.
It's like royalty type ancestry. It's like spelled Viscount. It doesn't matter. Models, yeah. Models don't act well.
Well, here's a model for you to follow, Craig.
A business
A
model.
good
I
model.
hope.
No, a model for life. Michael Grant, better known as Philly Jesus.
Will he make me money?
No, he won't make you money.
I'm still looking for that business model.
But no, he's Philly Jesus. He hangs. He's Philly Jesus. He hangs around Love Park. You know the park with that big
About love?
LOVE
Oh, yeah,
with
yeah,
the
yeah.
tilted O.
Yeah.
That park. Yeah, he hangs around there in Philadelphia, and he dresses up like Jesus.
So he's the Yeezus of Philadelphia.
Jesus, not Jesus.
Oh.
I keep
That's
having
the same thing, isn't it?
Jesus is the one from the Bible.
No, they're both from the Bible.
Oh, okay.
Huh?
He dresses up like Jesus and he hangs out. People want to take pictures with him sometimes. He takes pictures with people. If they want to talk to him about like philosophy or love or whatever, he spreads words of love.
Or how about
and
good
whatever.
old-fashioned beer?
No, he
Why
doesn't.
not?
He doesn't give out beer.
Oh, he does not partake in spirits?
I didn't say that, but he when he hangs out at the park, he's not drinking. He's just hanging out.
No, it's like,
He's
can I bring you a
completely
beer?
sober. I don't.
Can we share a Pepsi? At this point.
I don't think you can drink in the park, so he would probably say no. But
What about a Pepsi? Can
actually,
you drink
no,
a
'cause-
Pepsi in the park?
I don't know if he drinks Pepsi, Craig. That wasn't really
Okay.
like the focus.
He's no Jesus of mine if he's a Coke man.
Well, he was ice skating this past week, and a police officer told him he had to leave the park.
Why?
No reason.
He'd been
Leave
there.
the park. You have to leave the park. So he didn't leave the park because he was like, what his lawyer says, I guess, is like it was an unlawful request of him to leave the park. They didn't have a reason.
Maybe if if they think he's a vagrant or something.
Well, why, like,
Still.
is it against the law to dress the way Jesus dressed? To wear your hair the way Jesus wore his hair?
I mean, I don't see why he couldn't. They let the jerks wearing the sandwich boards telling us we're all going to hell.
Right?
Just,
They let them in the
chanting
park.
around in there.
Like,
They're in their
seriously.
back pocket, though. Let's get real.
But he got arrested because he refused to leave the park.
Oh, it's okay. There's just some more money that the city of New York is going to pay out for a lawsuit,
Well, I don't know.
perhaps.
He's going on trial.
You
and
just arrested Jesus. I
if
bet
he-
you feel like a
yeah,
dick.
if he doesn't win this trial, they're gonna crucify him. So it's kind of weird. Like, I'm like, really? Like, this is what I don't know. It's really weird. That's what apparently that's what the Philadelphia state government is. No, I'm just joking.
I just want to look
They're not gonna
at
crucify
this Philly cop and say, you do realize you just arrested Jesus, right? You just arrested your Lord and Savior. Or maybe it's not your Lord and Savior, but then that's like a hate crime or something, right?
He said that a few years ago he used to be I don't know if he was addicted to drugs or an alcoholic, but he had problems, and since then he's reformed. He's totally sober and clean, and he says that he thinks maybe the cop
3
recognized
days
him.
later, he resurrected as Jesus.
Yes, exactly. But he thinks the cop recognized him from those days, and either way, you have no right to just tell a man he has to leave the park because he's there, looking like Jesus and shit.
There's good cops and there's bad cops, I guess is what it comes down to. There's nice cops and there's
And
asshole
then
cops.
there's Jesus cop. Jesus cop.
I got a badge now, sucker. Can't tell me to leave this park. I'm one of you.
He got sick of being pushed around by the law. Now he is the law. Jesus cop.
It's a work in progress. So Jesus is in Philly. There's a different God that was born in India. Did you hear about this?
There are many.
No. Just born. There's a new baby with
Yes.
8 appendages.
Yes, this has happened a few times in India. If people are born with extra limbs.
Yes.
A lot of times.
Immediately everybody goes to the son of Brahman. I want to get this right.
Yeah, Brahman.
Brahma.
Either or.
To the son of the god Brahma.
Or it could be a multitude of different deities that have
But
a variety of arms.
so yeah, everybody's all up. They want to see it, and this one's crazy. In reality, it's a sad story of a conjoined twin who didn't really develop, and this person will probably grow up with 2 arms and 2 legs that don't work at all.
Which doesn't necessarily negate spiritual significance, but yes, I think people may be jumping to conclusions.
Well, no, we asked the
about
Pope.
it being-
We asked the Pope. Science and
you asked the
spirituality can mix. The Pope said it.
Oh, I thought
That's-
you asked the Pope, like, Pope, is this guy the reincarnation of Shiva or what over here?
Hey, yo, Pope, and he's like, I don't know. That's the different religion from me.
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know over there, over here?
What do you want with me?
How can you don't know? You're the friggin' Pope.
They named the kid God Boy. You gonna allow this?
But yeah, it's a tricky thing in India to do that because spiritual belief is so prevalent and high there. And can you imagine what if like the boy starts to grow up and the parents decide to get the arms, that don't work removed and the legs that don't work removed so he could be a normal person, and that happens, and then the whole community like revolts, treats them as a Judas type, because they're like, oh, you disgraced our deity.
Right. Is that actually happening? Or
I don't know.
I don't think
I'm
so.
proposing
Their parents
hypotheticals.
I think their parents were.
No, the parents are ecstatic.
Yeah.
But okay, let's say this kid grows up and decides on his own he wants to do that. Then he gets the kid excommunicated, and they just turn on him.
The Pope
Sad.
finally got off his ass, decided to make a call, Pope, and excommunicated the kid. He's like, you are no longer a part of the Catholic Church.
But I never was to begin with.
And you never will be.
Good. What if that kid found Catholicism because he didn't like all the attention he was
What
getting.
if Philly Jesus was born looking like Jesus with a beard, long hair,
He didn't just develop into it.
white as Jesus is? Is, was, and will be. No.
I really feel like we're walking thin lines here with our just fun. It's all fun.
I'm just talking about Philly Jesus.
I'm just talking about Philly Jesus, y'all.
We can dig it.
We found him on a pierogi.
In Australia, a woman was awarded a compensation payout of $143,590 on the dot.
I wanted you to say million at one point in there. I
No,
think after
just
the 143.
143,000 and a half.
$143,000,000.
She was awarded
plus
the payout
change.
after her dog ran over her with a car. Let me say that sentence over again. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I feel like you messed up somewhere there.
Yeah, let me just say it over again. After her dog ran her over with a car.
But I think, wait, no, I think you messed up. Did she hit the dog with a car?
No, her dog ran her ass over with her car.
There's no opposable thumbs. How do you turn the ignition?
Apparently she took her 3 dogs for a walk and then afterwards put them back in the car. One of the dogs knocked the handbrake and that caused the car to back up, drag her to the ground, run her over, injuring her back, her shoulders, her left hip, and her neck.
Who did she sue? The dog or the car company?
I think the state, this is in Australia.
What does the state have to do with that?
Well, because sometimes if you get, maybe it was an insurance thing. Like, I don't think she sued somebody.
Oh, okay. The state just compensated her for her
because
stupidity?
She got compensated for medical bills and for labor lost.
Oh, okay. So, I just want to take this in. Could I do that?
Get run over by your dog?
By her dog.
By her dog?
I don't think my dog could put the car in motion. Was it on? Was the car on? Or was it just like she kind of put it in neutral?
I don't know how cars work.
I feel like
I'm so ignorant to cars.
I feel like she just got paid because she's dumb. Like, I feel like somehow this was her fault that this happened.
She got ran over by a homicidal dog.
Okay, so the
dog was sick of it all.
The dog is fucking Muttley. Future episode.
Well, her lawyer states, obviously, there was no liable party in this accident, and while it has its humorous dimension, the major injuries caused were no laughing matter for the woman concerned.
He called it humorous.
It was a she, but... Yeah.
Oh, she called it humorous. Wow, male privilege, sorry.
Yeah. Oh, what,
Ouch.
just because it's a lawyer?
Ouch. I thought you said he. I'm sorry. The dog was a dog, okay? It was a bastard. It was calculating. It knew what it was doing. He was trying to get rid of her. This dog knew that it was at the top of the will. It was going to have a huge payday. She had just gotten life insurance, you see.
Now, were the other 2 dogs complicit, or?
I'm sure. He's like, help me pull this off, and we can split a fortune. Because she got the life insurance, and, the dog would just be like, well, give me all the money. Fuck paying for a casket. Just, move on. Let's get out of here. Let's buy some rawhide, some bones, dig up some spots we're not supposed to, pay off the cops. Let us go.
We're done.
Fucking dogs, man.
Go, 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 go. I can't reach the gas.
Freeze! You're under arrest. You're stealing a car. Am I seeing this right? A dog is stealing a car.
That was the plan. Didn't get far, though. They had a whole plan. They were going to run her over, take the car. She'd already loaded it up with groceries and dog bones and treats.
Yes. We're getting to Maui.
Head to Mexico.
Drive till you hit the coast.
Go to Chihuahua, Mexico. They were like, we could run that town. It's a bunch of Chihuahuas. We got this.
Little did they know the Chihuahuas are feisty. Oh, this is another movie I want to see. It could be Marmaduke 2.
the road, dog.
I'm on the road.
Just the facts. Barbara Gordon, a.k.a. Batgirl, a.k.a. Oracle, is a character appearing in DC Comics as a sidekick and supporting character to the Batman, originally appearing in Detective Comics number 359 in 1967. Yeah, so we're going to be covering Barbara Gordon. This is more or less
Mostly.
the Barbara Gordon episode.
There
but
are other Batgirls.
yes, and we are going to cover the character in its entirety, but mostly this is about my bitch Barbara Gordon.
Yeah. Barbara's the main girl here that wears and dons this cowl. There have been others, but none of them compare to Barbara.
In the 50s, everybody was kind of up in arms about how comic books were corrupting the youth.
Batman and Robin were gay.
That was a common complaint, that Batman and Robin encouraged homosexuality. And apparently they would influence children to want to, go to this devious lifestyle. And
So devious.
in order to combat this, they introduced Batwoman as a love interest for Batman.
Kathy Kane, right?
Yes, and shortly after introduced Betty Kane, her niece, as Batgirl, a love interest for Robin.
And they had this Bat family thing going on.
Yeah, but she was barely Batgirl, though. She didn't look like Batgirl. Like, you know how Batgirl, the costume we know, is
Yeah.
some variation of like a Batman-type costume for a girl. Not at all what this character was like. She was like a female version of Robin. And didn't last that long.
She was like all in green.
Yeah,
Did not look like Batgirl.
that wasn't really Batgirl. Oh, Batgirl, Beano. Batgirl in name only.
Fun fact for Batman nerds, that was in issue 139 in 1961. First appearance of Betty Kane.
But then in the 1960s, Julius Schwartz, editor at DC Comics, was asked to create a new female character for the Batman show in order to attract more female viewers. So obviously he's going to create a character and insert them into the comic so that they can then put them in the show.
Make them in the show.
And he created Barbara Gordon, daughter of Commissioner Gordon and Batgirl. And she proved to be so successful that they almost gave her her own show.
See, I have two other people also involved in the creation of Barbara Gordon.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, there was Jim Gordon and Barbara Gordon.
I'm not talking about it in canon.
Or you could say it was Roger C. Gordon and Thelma Gordon.
Either or would work, I guess. No, I'm talking about Gardner Fox and Carmine Infantino.
Carmine Falcone?
Infantino, which is also leads me to think Gardner Fox, and these guys were, working on the comics then. Lucius Fox and Carmine Falcone. Do you think any relation to?
Probably.
Could be,
I mean,
right?
I always used to wonder if Commissioner Loeb was like a reference to Jeff
Jeff
Loeb.
Loeb?
But Commissioner Loeb was probably around before Jeff Loeb was writing a lot.
See,
I
that's
don't know.
interesting, but
Maybe I'm wrong.
You said writing a lot, not just say writing Batman. So
Well, before
I
he
was
was
gonna-
writing Batman enough for it to be like, let's homage him. I don't know, though. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm right. Or maybe it's just a
maybe
common enough
Commissioner
last
Loeb
name.
was created by Frank Miller for year one. Or was it
I
definitely
think he
before
was.
that?
I think he was.
So maybe it was an homage to Jeff Loeb.
Yeah, it might have been.
I love seeing that shit in like the stories and stuff. Names that always sync up.
So Barbara Gordon, as we kind of said a minute ago, she was originally James Gordon's daughter. Commissioner Gordon, Batman's confidant.
I
the
would
police
say
force.
Batman's the confidant to Commissioner Gordon. He's the guy that gets it done.
So yeah, like we said, she was originally created as Jim Gordon's daughter.
But things get changed.
Yeah, the more common continuity, which was instituted in the 1985 big mega crossover event, Crisis on Infinite Earths.
Oh, that one?
Which
The
basically,
one that was pretty huge.
if you're a comic book geek, you probably know what it is. If you're not, we'll explain it for your benefit. DC Comics continuity, like any comic continuity, was so convoluted and muddled and
always rewriting
confusing.
itself and contradicting shit.
So they had this big event to just set things straight, and it kind of was like, if I
Wipe the slate
understand
clean,
correctly,
basically.
but if I understand correctly, there was kind of like, it treated it like there was so many different universes, but only certain. I don't know.
Yeah, there's like infinite.
Somebody get Neil deGrasse Tyson in here,
Infinite
please.
universes, all different parallel worlds.
So yeah, I mean, eventually, from then on, she was referred to as Jim Gordon's niece. But
And adopted daughter.
yes, she was born September 23rd. Year is, of course, a sliding date, as comics are, because otherwise she'd be like 60 years old.
Right. Or older. Or
To Roger C. Gordon and his wife Thelma in Ohio.
Ohio, huh?
Yes, and here's what we'll say. There's so many different continuities, like we said, and on Fairpoint we try to honor all continuity when we're looking at a character. So we're gonna kind of, some stuff will be a little mismatched. We might take elements from one continuity,
Like, hey, I
and
thought you
elements
said
from
she was a
another.
librarian.
For the most part, we're trying to give you the most cohesive explanation of the character. We'll note the important stuff, but you might get a little bit of both, both continuities, or all three, I guess, rather.
Why not? Well, are you talking about the third one being
New 52.
the New 52?
The DCNU.
They've kind of, with that, it's kind of alleviated. They've taken off of the continuity from the Killing Joke.
Yeah, they've taken, like, it's just like the last reboot. Some continuity is continued,
As if,
and
like,
some is
that
retconned.
happened.
But from then on, that's who she was born to. Her parents die when she's 13 years old due to a car accident caused by her father's alcoholism.
I'm really shocked that it wasn't because of one of the crime families.
Well, no, this is in Ohio.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, and then she moved to live with her uncle, Jim Gordon.
So it would have been one of maybe Flash's supervillains? I don't know.
Is he from Ohio?
I assume Central City's in Ohio. I just do.
So yeah, she's adopted by her uncle, Jim Gordon, right around the time that he has his own baby to start raising. And now he's got this teenage girl to raise as well.
Are you talking about James Jr.?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right? That's right around the time, right?
I don't know. I feel like James Jr. is older.
Older than Barbara?
No, not older than Barbara, but like not a baby when Barbara's 13.
Oh, okay.
I feel like they're closer in age.
Barbara wasn't in year one, right?
Nope. So maybe James is older.
He's not older than Barbara.
But wasn't it? She was pregnant with James in year one, and Barbara wasn't around.
She has James. Batman saves Commissioner Gordon's baby in year one.
Yeah.
That's kind of how he earns his trust.
But wasn't in the beginning his wife was pregnant?
Yeah.
Barbara Senior.
I don't know. Whatever. She's not Barbara Senior either.
I know.
It's her niece. But either way, once she moves to Gotham and starts living with her police officer father in this city full of crime, she kind of becomes intrigued with this mysterious figure of local lore, the Batman, and with crime fighting in general. Once sneaking into Jim Gordon's office, still at a very young, age, maybe 14 or so, she caught him meeting with the Batman and was like, "Oh my God, my dad
knows Batman?
What the fuck?" And instantly kind of from there, furthered her intrigue and kind of became obsessed with Batman and this whole idea. The next morning, she demanded to be enrolled in martial arts classes.
Damn.
So she graduated high school early at age 16, and she had a desire to find a career in law enforcement, but she ended up becoming the head of the Gotham Library, one of the biggest libraries in the United States.
Library.
Yeah,
she forced the shit out of that.
And she had a degree in library sciences and a doctorate in history that she earned at Gotham State University, which Gotham's not a state. Is that a thing? Do they do
Gotham State.
Like Syracuse State University?
They do Penn State, Florida State.
Those are states.
Yeah, exactly. I'm trying to think. Ohio State, Texas Tech. No.
I don't know. I never heard of library sciences
Gotham
either. What does that mean, library sciences? You're really good at the Dewey Decimal System?
What's the science of a library? What are the science of books? I feel like the Dewey Decimal System relies more on math than science.
She also earned a brown belt in judo and a black belt in karate. And she has a photographic memory. And this is all at age 18. She's graduated high school. She's got a doctorate. She's got a fucking degree. She's fucking
basically
running
a metahuman.
one of the biggest libraries in the United States. And she's efficient in multiple forms of martial arts.
18 years old, MBD.
So one night she was attending a police masquerade ball dressed as Batman. And on the way there, she sees Killer Moth abducting Bruce Wayne. And she ends up assisting in his rescue.
She saves Batman, kind of, and helps take down Killer Moth.
And
dressed like Batman.
Thus, the origins of the seed of Batgirl is planted.
He's like, you know what? I could use a new sidekick. Where was Robin this whole time? You know, was Dick off at college?
I don't know. That's a good question. Robin probably definitely was introduced at this time. I don't know.
Yeah.
Where was he? Batman's like, I'm wondering the same fucking thing.
You know, this girl that's just up like me. She saves me. Robin, where were you? Where were you, Boy Wonder? You were off getting high, weren't you?
I had to be saved by a girl. You know what I told you about girls?
They have cooties. Cooties! But that really is another thing about comics in general. Maybe not just Batman lore, but like certain times. When was Robin there? When was Batman just alone, you know?
And a lot of comics are written like you don't know when in the timeline they do take place.
And I mean, you got to figure these things had to have occurred over years. And Batman is only one man.
More
He's
than
timeless.
5 years, DC. More than 5 years.
Yeah, like, oh, that's a hit on the New 52.
Yeah, there's this whole idea that Batman's only been operating for 5 years. And yet he has like 4 previous Robins.
5 years is how far into the future Injustice takes place.
Okay. But I mean,
Like,
5 years is not long enough
no.
to say that Batman's entire career has existed. Like,
4 or 5 Robins.
Yeah, seriously.
And the death of Damian. And
No way. So she, as Batgirl, fought alongside Batman and Robin for a while, as well as her Vietnam veteran PI boyfriend, Jason Bard.
oh, Lieutenant Bard from Batman Eternal.
Yeah, dude, the fucking new cop in Batman Eternal.
Yeah, so
I thought he was a new character
I did
created
too.
for Batman Eternal.
I did too, but now it's like, oh, where are you going to take this?
Oh, we got to talk about Batman Eternal, but we can't.
One day we'll have a Batman Eternal podcast.
We can't spoil it, and yeah, we will.
We'll have a
when
separate
it's
one,
finished,
just so-
we'll do a whole. This shit's
Absolutely.
nuts.
It is nuts.
Batman Eternal,
Check
for
it
those
out.
that don't know,
Read it.
a weekly fucking series, 60 issues, weekly for 60 fucking weeks, more than a year,
It definitely takes a hit on my wallet.
right?
That is for sure.
It's
Every
been
single
so
one
good.
shows up in my box. I go once a month to pick up comics, and there's 5 fucking Batman Eternals in there.
So good. We can't say anything, like not even like the one pitch, because like no, just
you
read it
don't-
from the
just read
beginning
it.
with no idea.
It's Scott Snyder. It's his baby. It's not written by him, right? A lot
Some
of it's
of it
written
is.
by
Well,
Ray
the story,
Fawkes.
the story is all Scott Snyder.
It's all Scott Snyder's pet
But-
story, pet project.
A lot of issues showcase different writers and artists, but they're all still following Scott Snyder's outline of the story.
I know Ray Fawkes takes a heavy part in it too, and he's a good writer.
Ray Fawkes, eh?
Oi, yeah, it's me cousin. Ray Fawkes is a good guy. Nice Catholic man.
So yeah, Batgirl fights crime for a while. She also has an on and off relationship with Dick Grayson, Robin,
On
the
again,
original
off
Robin. But eventually she finds this whole superhero life less fulfilling and ends up retiring and actually moves out of Gotham to Washington, D.C. to serve as a member of the U.S. House of Representatives.
Damn. Yeah. Wasn't a lot of the reason why she retired because, I mean, she's like, there's all these actual people with superpowers and super abilities, and I'm just a human, so maybe I should take the fight to the government's level and get in that house, get in Congress.
Use that fucking doctorate of library sciences.
Like, a doctorate, sweetie. A doctorate of library sciences.
But she does kind of return to fighting crime sporadically, on and off, you know. It's kind of like hooking up with Dick Grayson. She says she's done with it, but
she still feels the urge every now and then. Yeah. The urge to fight crime or the urge to feel dick. I'm sorry, that was way too obvious.
You went there.
I should have been a little more tasteful. She was like, nothing like being with Dick. Sometimes you just need Dick. There it is. That was the one I should have landed with.
That should be DC's new slogan.
You don't know Dick.
Yeah, their new series. It's
you
called.
Think you
the new
know
series
Grayson.
Is called Grayson, right?
You think you know Grayson, but you don't know Dick.
Yeah, instead of you don't know Dick, they could do a lot with that slogan. They could be like, you know it, or like, admit it, you want the D.
Admit it, you like opening up the dick.
You need more dick in your life.
Feast your eyes on this dick. Oh boy, we've just become teenagers again. Holy shit, I thought I left that in the past. That's too easy. You have the feel of a nice dick in your hands.
Okay, well that's just, no.
No, the
that doesn't
book.
even, no.
The comic book.
Oh, okay, well, yeah.
Yeah. How the pages softly turn. It doesn't even make sense now. Okay. He's not your average dick. Okay, I'm sorry. Moving on. Let's. Barbara Gordon, Batgirl, right. So is it around this time that the events of Killing Joke occur? She goes to visit her uncle father, Jim.
Her uncle father?
Yeah. Her funkle.
Her funkle, okay.
She goes to...
I don't like that.
You don't like funkle? I don't see why not. And for some reason, the Joker shows up at the house while Jim's not there. Barbara answers, and for her troubles, she gets shot a couple times.
For her troubles, for getting up to answer the door.
Getting up to answer the door. Should have said, no, I did not order pizza.
Yeah, well, what Joker's trying to do is break Commissioner Gordon and turn a good man bad.
Barbara was just a pawn in all of this. He's trying to, like you said, turn a good man bad.
Yeah, I mean, he shot her and then he photographed her naked. Like,
well,
he was totally going for... This was in The Killing Joke.
Yeah, the whole point of the story was to prove that all it takes is one bad day to turn somebody...
Which they kind of adapted, of course.
As the Joker's origin, too.
Well, Two-Face's origin in The Dark Knight. The Joker... Oh, you're saying the Joker's origin in The Killing Joke.
Killing Joke.
But in The Dark Knight, they kind of had him do that to Two-Face. He was trying to show that all it takes is one bad day to break Harvey Dent. Whereas in the comics, where that storyline gets its root from, he was trying to break Commissioner Gordon.
And, you know, Gordon's just not going to break. Gordon don't break. You don't play that way.
Gordon is my favorite fucking Batman character. I think Gordon...
Jim, Barbara, James Jr.? Which one?
James Gordon.
Okay.
Commissioner Gordon.
Commissioner Gordon.
He's
the fucking man.
I think he is the fucking moral high ground of the series. Like, with the exception of cheating on his wife, which is fucked up.
Yeah, and honestly, I don't understand. I feel like that was just Frank Miller being... Frank Miller, because that's just so out of character. Everything else about him would not
but
lead
you know what? I'll
that.
take it. I'll take that.
To say that, maybe is to say that, you know what? He is a man still. He's infallible. He's not infallible.
You know, one of the things I like about Batman is there are no characters that are just
perfect,
totally good or
that
perfect.
are Supermen.
Yeah, even Batman. Like to me, there's levels of appreciating Batman, and one of those levels, as you're becoming a bigger and bigger Batman fan, is like Batman is infallible. You reach a level where you think Batman is infallible, but eventually you move past that and you realize Batman may or may not be right. Like, he's not always right. He pretty much always
Well, I mean, if you're reading
wins
All-Star
and-
Batman and Robin, you're starting to wonder what he's doing.
No. Not even gonna acknowledge
We can't
it.
count that, right?
Nope.
What did Linkara say? It's just Crazy Steve. It's
Yeah,
not
it has
really...
nothing to do with the actual Batman. But you reach a point where you're like, no, Batman, is it right what he does? Like,
Right.
And
yeah.
you don't know. There's no actual. I don't think there is an actual answer. They're just fun stories to read.
They're kind of
good
pondering
stories,
through that
and yeah.
in the current run of Batman and Robin, which I get, where they had this whole thing with him trying to resurrect Damian and being approached by all the Bat family, trying to talk him out of it. Say, dude, it's not. I mean, when Jason Todd says it's a bad idea, you should probably just let it be.
But I mean, what he does, just being the Batman in general, whether or not that's a good thing.
Oh, okay. Well, no, it's a good thing. It's a good thing.
I don't think there is an answer. I think
Is it because
it's just they're good stories to read, but I don't think there is a good concrete answer.
In real world, just way too much red tape. Any criminals Batman actually brought in would just get released immediately.
Right.
Being unlawfully
There's a lot of
taken in, like vigilantism. That's why there's like laws against that shit. Because what if he caught the wrong guy on accident?
There's a lot to it. There's a real lot to it. But back to the topic at hand. Alan Moore, the writer of Watchmen, V for Vendetta, League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Who?
I'm gonna just pretend I didn't hear that.
Oh my god.
He wrote The Killing Joke, and honestly, The Killing Joke is one of my least favorite Alan Moore work. It's the only book I've read by Alan Moore that I really wasn't that impressed with.
You have a very different opinion from most of Batman fans.
That's true. I don't like it. I don't like the origin of the Joker.
So many people praise that as like the fucking Bible for Batman.
People say it's like the definitive Joker story. If you ask me, the definitive Joker story is The Man Who Laughs. Read The Man Who Laughs. It's not that long. It's a one-shot. It's really good. And that's Batman's introduction to the Joker. This is when the Joker first shows up and Commissioner Gordon and Batman both encounter him for the first time. And it's great.
Awesome.
Yeah, so good. To me,
Sounds
that's
awesome.
the iconic Joker story.
Well, The Killing Joke, it took me a couple times reading it to actually appreciate it for what it is. And it is a good Joker story, but not his backstory. I don't really like the fact that he's just like, a guy that was just down on his luck.
Giving the Joker a face before he was the Joker. If it can be done, that wasn't it.
But that is really my own complaint. The whole story with, Barbara getting shot and trying to drive Jim insane is awesome. And even to a certain extent, I know there's a lot of fan theories out there of what happens at the end of the book, but some people can argue that he actually broke Batman at the end of the book.
I don't think the argument is whether or not Batman kills him
the
at
Joker,
the end. Spoiler alert.
Whether or not that happens. And I mean, saying one of those panels is one of my iPhone cases.
I love that theory. That was Grant Morrison, a great Batman writer's theory, but the original script doesn't give you any hint of that.
No.
Most likely no, but it's cool. I like it.
A totally Christopher Nolan Jew.
So, Barbara Gordon was shot. Her spine was severed.
Paralyzed for life. Damn it.
And in 1988, her character was refashioned as Oracle.
So, we're just not even talking about Batgirl.
No,
not at all. Just Oracle.
Well, Barbara Gordon still. She has a dream of an Oracle of Delphi type woman who's bearing her own face. And
you asked for me, sweetie.
Yeah, but she talks like the agent of Delphi.
She sure does.
But she, based on that dream, creates her new identity. She's inspired by the dream and becomes the Oracle because she's got this doctorate in library sciences, and
Right.
she's an expert at computers. So now being in this wheelchair, she devotes her time to creating one of the most powerful computer systems ever, and just becoming this badass hacker AF, and practicing and working on her upper body strength and any type of martial arts that involves the upper body.
Yeah,
since
so
she can't use
so
her
she ends
lower
up looking
body.
like Joe Swanson.
She moves into the clock tower in Old Gotham, where she sets up her headquarters. Listen to our Gotham City episode for more on that.
Every city in a comic needs an old clock tower.
And all day, every day, she's just reading like every newspaper in the world, hacking private info from the CIA, the FBI, the NSA, the NAACP, CBGBs.
Stuff that I don't even think is legal. Around this time, she starts a new group as kind of like the Professor Xavier of it. The Birds of Prey, an all-female supergroup.
Yeah, they've had a bunch of different members.
Bunch
but
of different members. Black
I think
Canary's
most
a big
notably
one.
it's her, Black Canary, and Huntress,
I think
right?
currently Poison Ivy is like an on-again, off-again partner.
Oh, yeah?
With it. I just remember reading during the Court of Owls that she was in the comic with them.
Most notably,
Helping.
though, she really formed like a relationship and an alliance with Black Canary, who
Black
became
Dinah
like
Lance.
her main like field agent, you know.
Oops. Should I not have given away her secret identity?
Bastard, I'll edit it out. I won't.
Edit this.
We're here for the truth. She originally worked with Power Girl, I guess, but that really didn't work out, and then
Yeah.
that led to Black Canary.
Power
and
Girl's a
Huntress
show off,
and-
okay? That's something that we all know.
She was also a member of the fucking Suicide Squad, apparently, at one point.
Oracle?
Yeah, she was revealed as Oracle in Suicide Squad.
Really?
Yeah, like,
Were they just like, who's this cripple with us?
well, no, originally it was kind of like in Heroes, where Rebel was showing up. I don't know if you remember that. But Oracle
Trying to remember.
Oracle was showing up, and no one knew who Oracle was, but they were helping certain characters
wasn't
and whatnot.
Wasn't Rebel Micah?
Yes, thank you for spoiling Heroes.
Nobody cares. Just me.
But no, eventually they reveal it in Suicide Squad that Oracle is Barbara Gordon.
Oh.
And yeah, I guess she becomes a member of Suicide Squad shortly thereafter. I
She
don't
like
know.
just pulls off the mask and like, Old Man Jenkins, no, it's me, Barbara Gordon.
But if the fucking
Way off.
Penguin asks, Oracle is Old Man Jenkins. Just tell him it's an anagram
That
for Old Man Jenkins.
Bastard
He'll believe it.
Cobblepot. I kind of hope that Gotham, the show, rewrites all of Batman's continuity.
I kind of hate you.
I almost hate myself a little for saying that, just for a joke. Try to get a laugh, and I die a little on the inside instead.
So a fucking gang war breaks out in Gotham, which leads to Black Mask's acquisition of all the gang power in Gotham City.
Seems to happen a lot. Well, not the Black Mask winning part, but
Gang wars and people
Yeah.
acquiring all the power in
I mean,
Gotham
if
City.
it's not Falcone versus Cobblepot, then it's Black Mask versus
Everyone.
I don't know.
Yeah,
everybody.
come on.
Joker.
Well, Black Mask ends up killing Stephanie Brown, who we'll talk about in a little bit. She's actually one of the other
Batgirls.
people to wear the cowl of Batgirl.
It's also a spoiler. Spoils everything.
But after Black Mask kills Stephanie Brown, Batman fucking loses it. And Batman is probably going to kill Black Mask.
Was this before or after Stephanie Brown had become Batgirl?
After.
After.
Yes. I think she was currently Batgirl
Yes.
at that point when she died.
I almost felt like an idiot for asking, but I felt like it should have been.
Well, I don't know,
Just so the
but-
public who are listening could be clear.
But Oracle
So I was playing
is
it off
like,
as-
she knows that Batman is about to lose it and kill Black Mask, and she doesn't want him to cross that line because
So
once
she
he,
does it,
once he
right?
crosses that line, no, she sets up her clock tower to self-destruct, forcing Batman to come and save her.
Clever girl.
Again, like, no one in Gotham City or the Batman universe is like totally more. That's a little fucked up, but it is a little like cool at the same time. You know what I mean? That's Batman.
Well, it's like,
to a T.
she stopped him from killing Black Mask. Honestly, I think the world would be a little better off without him.
Now that I said it out loud, I'm not so sure.
I think you should have just kind of saved your home and done away with a problem. Instead, now you got two problems.
Well, after that, she's like, fuck this Gotham shit. I'm out. And she moves to Metropolis.
Oh, peace, you're out.
She's out.
Peace, I'm out.
From that point on, though, she doesn't just give up. She still works with all sorts of superheroes.
Superman, right?
Yeah, the Justice League and shit. She really puts in some time.
I like Barbara Gordon, Oracle, Batgirl, whatever, but well, I guess like she could be the human version of Cyborg for Justice League.
In what way?
The fact that she can analyze all the data and hack shit.
Oh, does Cyborg do that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. He's not just a meathead. He's smart.
Okay.
Maybe
cool.
It's all the metal in his brain that's smart and processor chips.
Interesting fucking little plot line. She's eventually possessed by Brainiac so that he can take over her body and have a physical body, I guess. I don't know.
Well,
DC does. I thought Brainiac had a body.
He does and he doesn't. Sometimes. Okay. It depends.
So he's like a computer virus?
Yeah, mostly. He's a program.
Okay.
He has shells. Different
Interesting.
ones, so.
I didn't know that. That's cool. Well, she successfully expels him from her body, but he ends up leaving a virus in her, which causes her to like develop cybernetic parts that just sprout up. And she gains powers that allow her to interact directly with computers and the internet and whatnot.
Well, here's the thing. She really should have been expecting this to happen. An attack from Brainiac. I mean, you are moving to Metropolis. That's the most likely spot to be attacked by Brainiac. I'm pretty sure the real estate agent said, and this is an area that Brainiac might attack. She was like, I'll fucking take it. I'm taking this bastard on. That was her secret plan the whole time.
We just need you to sign here. Sign here.
And this insurance waiver here.
But she loses all those powers after, I guess, Dr. Midnight operates on her to render the virus dormant. Who's Dr. Midnight?
I have no idea, but he sounds
I like his name.
He's cheap.
Sounds like he's got a smooth voice of the night.
Dr. Midnight. No, he sounds like somebody that might marry you in Vegas.
Yeah, totally. And I would be proud to be married by Dr. Midnight. Or do you mean he would get married to me?
Well, if you're
Probably
drunk
a little
enough,
bit of both.
if you're drunk enough.
He's like, guys, I can marry you and marry you at the same time.
I'm pretty sure he's ordained.
I can marry you to me. So after that, though, she does notice that she can move her toes. But nothing much comes of that. However, later on, and this is kind of, I think, where the New 52 kicks in. Commissioner Gordon ends up finding a clinic in Africa where she receives neural implant surgery that gives her back her legs, and she returns to action as Batgirl.
Oh, cool.
And that's where kind of the New 52
So she's
from.
about 30 years old in the New 52 starting continuity.
No, I don't think so. I think she's still in her early 20s.
So that means...
Yeah, their timeline's fucked up.
I don't know.
It's
So
only been 5 years
ago,
since Batman has been active.
Active. Not just active.
Yeah.
There's been 5 years since 0 year?
Which means at the very least, the youngest she can possibly be at this point would be 13 plus 5. 18. Which means at the very least, like, if she came to Gotham at 13 and she's seeing Batman at 13, that she'd be 18 now. If that was the year that Batman started.
She had already been paralyzed by the Joker.
Later, like that happens when she's 18, so.
Yeah. So then 5 years later from that, I don't know.
Exactly. The story, the timeline doesn't work. But what do you think of, like, should she be in the wheelchair? Like, obviously no one should be in a wheelchair. But from the perspective of writing, I like her character as Oracle. I didn't like so much when they rebooted her back to being Batgirl again.
I think a lot of that falls on who's writing it. A lot of people are a fan of Gail Simone, the person writing Batgirl currently.
Oh, Gail Simone's cool.
Yeah. honestly,
she writes some duds and she writes some hits.
Any
hits
of
and
the
misses.
Batgirls I've read, which most of them were like crossovers with the Batman stuff, Death of the Family, Court of Owls. I haven't been that impressed. It was better than her other one, Birds of Prey. I'm pretty sure she's the one that writes that too.
Oh yeah, okay, yep.
I did not like Birds of Prey at all. I was not interested. It's just I just thought the writing was poor.
But I like, a lot of people criticize her being put in the wheelchair, but to me, that is really cool to just show this character's doing that. It gave her depth because she was able to be more than just, oh, she does the same thing that Batman does, but she's a girl.
Right. Also, it kind of gives a hero for handicapped people.
Sure.
Too.
Without being kind of like the way South Park does it. It's not about the fact that they're handicapped.
Right.
Even it is to a certain extent, but they're just a normal character that just does what they do.
And she uses her her abilities to her advantages and what she can do. She's genius, so she uses her brain to her advantage.
Yeah, I like it. Actually, Paul Dini was trying to get this idea going where they would put Barbara Gordon in a Lazarus pit, in order to try to like revitalize her. That would have kind of been kind of cool, but yeah, that never happened.
Before?
Back at some point while she was Oracle, and he wanted to try to get her back to be Batgirl again. Yeah. But it never happened. There was also this whole like Booster Gold arc where Booster Gold was sent back in time.
Booster Gold's so awesome.
Yeah, Booster Gold's cool. He was sent back to try to prevent Barbara Gordon from being shot by the Joker, but no matter what he does, it still happens.
'Cause it's fate. That's the whole fate argument that, is destined to be that she was going to be in a wheelchair. Now, before we move on past the story of Barbara Gordon, obviously, being in the comic world, there's all sorts of different alternate continuities and non-canon pieces. And there's just one in particular that really piqued my interest. The whole world was upside down and changed. Okay, now, in Elseworlds' finest, Supergirl and Batgirl, Commissioner James Gordon, not commissioner at the time, died saving the Wayne, Thomas and Martha Wayne.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes. So his daughter Barbara becomes Batgirl to avenge the loss of her father.
And what happens with Bruce Wayne? Nothing?
Thanking her for her father's, act of bravery and kindness, he uses his finance.
Okay.
Basically, he helps her run her operation, and he's like the assistant. He's like the Alfred.
Okay.
So she builds this huge crime monitoring computer program, calls it Oracle, and she makes a flying Batmobile as a cybernetic costume, which I can only imagine looks like the Batman Beyond suit.
Okay.
I mean, it's crazy.
It's an interesting alternate universe.
She was Gotham's only hero until she met Supergirl. And then they joined up. And they fought Joker, which was Batgirl's arch enemy. I mean, it's kind of Batgirl's arch enemy now, but
okay.
I mean, it's Batman's nemesis, not Batgirl's. Like Batgirl looks at Joker as if he's her nemesis, but he looks at her and says, "Oh, that's cute. You're the Bat's pet bird."
Yeah, I feel like nobody's been able to really effectively introduce like an arch enemy to any of the Bat family sidekicks, like Robin, Nightwing, Batgirl,
Batwing.
People have tried, Catwoman even, like people have tried, but they just
it all reverts back to Batman. Like
it doesn't work out.
Nope, I'm a Batman villain, not a Batwing
But
villain.
sometimes I think maybe it works best to strengthen a relationship between that particular character and a particular Batman villain. Like they really strengthened Catwoman's relationship to the Penguin, or to I don't mean that they have a good relationship, but there's something there now. I kind of like that. There's kind
every
of this,
time there's a history between them, not necessarily sexual or intimate at all,
or good or
good.
Positive, but but
now
there's something there.
And I mean, she's always trying to foil him just for fun, for funsies, steal his shit because she can, and he's like always trying to skin the cat.
And she's been related to the mob, either Carmine Falcone or there's another.
It's on the tip of my tongue.
In the new 52, it's somebody else. Yeah.
All day. The Irish family.
I don't remember.
It's been on the tip of my tongue since the beginning of this podcast, and I just was hoping we wouldn't have to mention it again. So I'd be like, brain fart.
So, Batgirl, back to the Bat. She's been portrayed in other media by a variety of actresses. We're not even going to get to cover them all here, but in the 1960s Batman TV show, she was portrayed by Yvonne Craig.
Oh, what? Yeah, what? Funny little anecdote about this. While I was researching, I go to my search bar.
I kept getting confused because I thought they were talking about me.
No. I go to my search bar. And I type in
search car.
I type in Batgirl, and the 8th search related suggestion was Batgirl, Batman, Craig. And I was like, how did they know? I'm Craig. Facebook, you've gone too far now. You've accessed too much. You're in my brain, Facebook. Damn you, Zuckerberg!
That fantasy was mine and mine alone.
Zuckerberg! Yeah, me, Batman, and Batgirl in a 3-way. It's disgusting. Okay?
Okay. She was also portrayed by Alicia Silverstone in 1997's Batman and Robin.
No, she wasn't. That was all just a fever dream.
Well, you're right. That wasn't Barbara Gordon. That was Barbara Wilson, Alfred's niece.
I just don't get it. Why do you have to go and do this? You have 5 women to choose from, and you create your own.
Right.
Come on, man.
Also portrayed in a lot of different animated series. Tara Strong played her a few times in the new Batman Adventures, Super Best Friends Forever, and Gotham Girls. Those
you
were
mean
both,
Harley Quinn?
Tara Strong wasn't Harley Quinn. Well, she's done Harley Quinn,
Yeah.
but she's
Harley Quinn to me.
Well, Harley Quinn was originally
It doesn't matter. Tara Strong is my
Harley Quinn was based on the woman that originally did her voice, but I can't remember her name.
Harley Quinn is Tara Strong to me. It doesn't matter.
Okay. Well,
Tara Strong did it in all the Arkham games.
Okay, that too. Allison Stoner did her voice in Young Justice. Danielle Judovitz in The Batman.
Have you ever seen Young Justice?
I haven't.
Check it out, please. It's good. It's worth it.
All right. Eventually, I'm sure
promise.
I'll get to it.
No, I did the same thing. Okay, and then finally one day, I was like, all right, Sarah, I'll fucking watch it.
Well, no, it's just that watching a TV series right now isn't on my to-do list. And there's so many other things. Would you rather me watch that or the Ninja Turtles series?
Oh, boy.
Yeah, right? I'm going to watch
Can
Ninja
you watch
Turtles
both at
before
the same time?
I'm more likely to watch Ninja Turtles than I am to watch Young Justice.
I'm just going to put it out there. I wasn't that interested or wanted to get, wasn't quick to rush to check out Young Justice because it sounded kind of silly to me. It's the sidekicks, whatever. But it's really good. It's done well.
Okay.
It's done very well, and it was unjustly canceled. Fuck you, Adult Swim.
No
Not
pun
Adult
intended.
Swim. Cartoon Network. Adult Swim, you're pretty damn cool. Just keep putting cartoons on, not live action shit. Anyways.
I don't know, man. I think Adult Swim should just do their thing. I don't like a lot of their live action programming, but I'm totally behind them doing live action and cartoons. I feel like it's a different
if they're
brand.
going to do live action, at least do the good ones like Children's Hospital. Bring that shit back.
Dude.
Leave the Mighty Boosh
what
out
the
of it.
fuck? Mary Kay Bergman voiced Batgirl in Batman and Mr. Freeze Sub-Zero.
Who's Mary Kay Bergman?
Mary Kay Bergman.
I might ask.
She did all the female voices on South Park in the first season.
Oh, that Mary Kay Bergman.
And she killed herself. And she did the voices in the movie as well, I believe. But it was right after they filmed the movie that she ended up committing suicide.
Yeah.
And from then on, they've had different women doing their voices.
We talked about that, right? In the South Park episode.
South Park Elementary,
The
possibly.
elementary one.
Yeah,
I remember discussing this with you.
Wendy's had a few different voices since then. I really like her current voice, but it's hard to match up with that original Mary Kay Bergman voice.
Yeah.
It's that's crazy to know that she fucking did Batgirl. What?
She did Becca. I don't know.
Also, Mae Whitman in Batman the Brave and the Bold. Melissa Gilbert in Batman the Animated Series. A lot of people have portrayed her. That's not even all of them, but
Dina Myers, Birds of Prey series. That
the
I didn't even know
only
existed.
series that she ever appeared as Oracle.
Yep.
And that was live action.
Yep. Which I now kind of want to check it out, even though I'm sure it probably isn't that good. Reminds me of a lower budget 90s show, but it's in the 2000s. Right. Yeah.
UPN.
The Dawson's Creek version of a Batman show.
It's really surprising that they've never shown her as Oracle in any like the animated series or anything. Like,
yeah. You know what? Your move, DC Animation Studios. Probably not the first DC animated movie of 2015 because it's probably going to be, almost done. But by the end of 2015, I would like to see a DC animated movie with Oracle.
That is a little bit of a tight time.
Okay, 2016.
There you go. That's a little
better. Okay, better. Mark my words. Timestamp. This podcast comes out December 2014. Timestamp it by 2016.
You got 2 years.
I want Oracle. You got 2 years, DC. Your move.
All right, so there have been some other people other than Barbara Gordon that have, as we said, donned the cowl of Batgirl. So,
it's funny because all this talk about Barbara Gordon, I almost forgot that there were other ones.
Yeah, let's take a look. There was, as we said originally, there was Bet Kane,
the original Batgirl.
Yeah,
that was scrapped and
she
killed
was wiped out of existence
until
but
she came back as Flamebird.
Yeah, she was rebooted as Flamebird. That, of course, after she was retconned out of existence to make way for Barbara Gordon.
Of course. Would you say, I think next in the timeline would be Huntress?
Yeah,
herself?
Helena Bertinelli. The Huntress. She's, if you're not familiar with her, another Gotham City vigilante.
Yep. Even though the show Arrow kind of made her origin from Sterling City, and it's just one of the small things that I let pass.
What the fuck does the show Arrow have to do with anything? Who cares what they made? That's not legit.
I'm just saying. It's just there's small things that like. Why do you have to do that? Why couldn't she be visiting from Gotham or something?
Right. I agree.
It's whatever. Whatever's whatever.
But yeah, Batman's always getting on her for being too violent and too rough.
Yeah, and she just wants to kill.
Although he does comment offhandedly to Commissioner Gordon once, "You're not the only one she reminds of Barbara." Right now, because I'm sick, my voice is so gravelly, I feel like everything I'm saying just sounds like Batman anyway.
Where are the drugs?
Where are the drugs? This is me the whole podcast. Being sick sucks.
Where are the drugs?
So yeah, she was Batgirl for a short time during No Man's Land, this big epic storyline where earthquake decimates Gotham City, gangs end up taking over. That's where Dark Knight Rises got some inspiration from where the rest of the country segregated from Gotham, I guess.
Yeah, they kind of like...
but she was booted from being Batgirl for being
it was because
too
she
brutal.
killed, right? She was murderous.
I don't think she killed, but Batman was just like, "You're too fucking brutal."
And you know what's funny is because I think I don't know if this has happened in comics yet, but I really think Huntress and Red Hood would get along. Jason and Helena,
right?
I think they would make a great couple. Boom! I'm DC Universe. OK Cupid.
I like it.
I'm gonna make couples. Now we can have CW shows for all of DC.
Then there's Cassandra Cain. I think she should be Batgirl. Oracle. Barbara Gordon should be Oracle. Cassandra Cain should be Batgirl.
I mean, they've done it in comics. That's how it was. She was basically handed. It was given to her with Barbara's blessing, right?
Yeah, it was after the title was stripped from Helena, who Barbara found out that Batman was operating with another Batgirl, Helena, the Huntress.
She didn't like
and
her.
she was pissed.
She didn't like her.
Yeah, you got to read No Man's Land. It's pretty good. Some of it. A lot of different writers handled it.
It's very long.
It's really long, yeah.
It's on my list.
But now she's the Batman of Hong Kong, I guess, known as Black Bat. She's part of Batman Inc.
Yeah. The whole Batman Inc. thing is weird to me.
It is. She was raised and trained from birth to be Ra's al Ghul's bodyguard. She was not taught language. Didn't learn language at all. Those portions of her brain were kind of utilized to like read body language and like be able to predict movements and emotions and read people like totally.
Yeah, to make her a more skilled warrior and a better fighter, basically. After reading about this, it really made me think that maybe Damian Wayne being created almost seems like the male version of Cassandra Cain.
Yeah, kind of.
The way he was raised. Only instead of to be the bodyguard, he was supposed to be the heir, the one to take over the league.
Exactly, yeah. But still a similar sense in the hand that raised. At age 7, though, she was taken to kill a businessman. And as she killed him, she pretty much read him perfectly as he died. This is the first time she ever killed somebody. And all she could see was all of his terror and then suddenly nothing. And that just traumatized her. So realizing what she was doing was wrong, she ran away from her father.
It looks like your training backfired, basically.
The training worked, but once she got put into action.
Do you want me to do this to other people?
So yeah, she ended up going to Gotham. She did become Batgirl after Helena was fired. Her Batman costume has her whole face covered, like completely just black mask over her face.
Right.
And she did eventually learn language. She also became the first Batgirl to have her own ongoing comic title.
Thumbs up
The
to
more
her.
you know.
That was, 99?
I don't know.
2000?
She also probably has better training than fucking anybody else in the DC universe. She was trained as a child by her father, Bronze Tiger, Merlin the Archer, and various other members of the League of Assassins. Various people her father hired to train her. She was trained later by Batman, by Barbara Gordon, by Black Canary, by Lady Shiva, by Onyx, by Tim Drake. Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah,
that is a vast list of credited trainers. I mean, you could say she was trained by the League of Assassins and be like, oh man, she's BA.
I think
but to add in all the other stuff, like Lady Shiva's her mom.
I think it's safe to say she knows what she's doing.
Yeah, definitely. This is not her first rodeo. She killed somebody at 7. But when she decided to abandon Batgirl, didn't she give up the cowl to her friend Stephanie Brown?
She ended up giving it to a girl named Stephanie Brown.
Like, okay, you be this now. The world still needs a Batgirl.
Yeah, well, she was originally, Stephanie Brown was daughter of the Clue Master, this evil villain who kind of sucked and would always leave clues behind.
He was the B villain.
And she went by the superhero identity Spoiler.
Well, nobody took her serious because she kept saying, my dad's a supervillain, and they're like, he's the B version of Riddler.
Well, eventually she actually became Robin.
Yeah.
And DC denies this. DC does not give her official status as Robin.
Oh, I thought she was the one that was given official status as Robin.
But even Batman did. As she was dying, she asked, was I ever really Robin? And Batman said yes. And DC...
What are you going to do? Tell a girl dying that she's like, no.
He's like,
Can I call you later about that one? Can I get back to you?
DC
You know
says,
what? You were definitely Stephanie Brown. Is for sure.
DC says straight up, though, that she was never really Robin. So DC's a bunch of dicks. But after that, though, she was stripped of the title of Robin after directly disobeying orders from Batman twice in a row. And she ended up, as you said...
She's reckless.
Cassandra Cain gave her the Batgirl costume. I guess, luckily, they wore the same size clothes.
Still reckless.
And
they're the same size, but for some reason I felt like Cassandra's a lot shorter.
And she took it upon herself to operate as Batgirl. Oracle discovers her, clues in like Dick Grayson. I think at this point Bruce Wayne might have died, quote unquote, but he didn't really die. And then we get into all this convoluted continuity.
This was when Dick was Batman, right?
Possibly. I don't know. Look it up.
Yeah. There's so much going on. But Oracle didn't approve of her being Batgirl at all until she saved somebody. Fuck.
Fucking comic book shit.
Yeah, and she,
fucking comic book
shit.
She Oracle. I've never heard that story before.
And then she was like, okay, you know what? I trust you now. You have earned the right to don the cowl.
There was also, for a very short time, Charlotte Gage Radcliffe, better known as Misfit.
Misfit, right?
Yeah, she took it upon herself to operate as Batgirl, creating her own costume, but that didn't last long either. But that's pretty much the Batgirls.
The girls that were made from bats.
No, not at all, Craig. Were you paying attention?
The girls that were also bats. Girl bats, if you would. Multiple.
I wouldn't, but
I might.
that's a fucking fair point, I guess.
Oh, we're back. We're back. We're bats in black.
We're Bat in Black, Black Bat, like
Black Bat,
like
Bat in
Cassandra
Black.
Cain.
Brickleberry.
Fuck are we? It's too late. This episode went way fucking later than it was
started
supposed to.
way fucking later than it was supposed to, but that's
Yeah.
a whole nother story that you guys don't even care about because we were fucking frozen today.
Don't be frozen in regards to like, you know,
Were you forming? You're trying to form
no,
something?
yeah, but I can't think of the right words. Don't be frozen. Get with the times. Like, follow us on Facebook. Sign up for Facebook.
Let it go. Sign up on Facebook.
Yeah, sign up just to like us.
Just like us. You know what you should do? If you already have liked us, make a new account for your grandmother and have her like us too.
Blurry Photos is so close to winning this Facebook war that they've probably already won by the time this episode is
Nathan,
posted.
I've given up. It's because the gods. We've pissed off the gods, and they put more roadblocks in our way. It had to have been something you did. I know it wasn't me.
Yeah.
But if something goes wrong, it's Nathan's fault. Plain and simple. But you don't only have to be on Facebook to follow us. You can follow us on Twitter at Fairpoint Pod. It's like Facebook, but you know, with a few less characters.
Yeah.
So it's quicker, shorter, more sweet, and just retweet.
There you
Can't
go.
be beat.
We're all over the fucking social media sphere. We're on Tumblr. We're on YouTube. We're on Facebook,
But not
Twitter.
Instagram
Not on Instagram. Not on MySpace.
or Tinder.
Not on Tinder. Not on.
Fairpoint on Tinder.
Not on OK
Swipe
Cupid.
right. Do you want to listen to us? Swipe right.
But check it out. If you're listening to us on iTunes, leave us a rating, leave us a review, wherever you're listening to us. If they have ratings, reviews, likes, comments, do all that shit. It helps
Seriously,
us
though.
so much you have no idea.
10 seconds from you is all it takes to help feed starving guys in Middle America or Eastern America.
That are less starving and more just kind of hungry, kind of got the munchies.
Yeah, kind of.
Thanks for waiting with us that whole month we've been gone. We're back. We're weekly now, and next week, our let's say our first seasonal winter episode.
It was Batgirl, yeah. So
No, next week.
Next week
is
we're
our-
doing Batwoman. It's Batsember.
I fucking hate you.
It's Batboy, Batgirl, Batwoman, Batman.
Is that the natural progression?
exact? Yes.
It wasn't my life.
It was. I went from boy to girl to woman, and then finally to man. It was hard.
That was when I
It was a
finally
hard
accepted
road.
myself.
The tough processes. Lots of
Next
neurons
week
firing.
we're gonna jump into our first like seasonal kind of special, our holiday special, if you will. Winter constellations. We're looking to the stars.
going to try to fit a bat in there somewhere because it's Batsember. I'm
No.
calling it Batsember. At least half of the month was bat related.
Half being one episode. Oh no, two.
Two, man. Batboy, 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 Batboy. Alone in the
You're
world is a
right.
little cat dog.
Wait.
I don't care.
We got some cool episodes coming up. So until next time, I'm Nathan K.
And I'm Jason Bard. No, I'm kidding you. I'm Craig Lewis. I had you though. I had you there for a second.
Talk to you guys next time.